Hello, greetings everybody, and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here with my episode number 23 of the series I'm running for the month of November, entitled My Favorite Rock Albums from 1979. So we're moving along here pretty good. Starting to get into more the albums we're getting into now are more entrenched in me a lot more as we go along. They get more entrenched. They're albums in a lot of cases, albums I've listened to for years, and I have a fair kind of good feeling about them. So that's what's happening here. The album today I do not have a prop for. I did own the live up vinyl, and I actually had it on cassette at one point too, I believe. This is a great album, arguably my favorite album by this band too. And as the title would suggest, it's much harder in music and a lot faster in play. Yes, we're talking about April Wine's Harder, Faster. Yes, I know I've had 3 Canadian bands already. Some people are going to call me a homer soon, but I think it's only natural to embrace the music that from your home country, because in a lot of cases the music put out by those people who grew up in the same culture as you, and they know the things that interest people from their own culture, so they sing about those things, and we're naturally gravitated towards stuff that has an impact on us, especially in our childhood. And this I understand from my Australian friends. So many of the bands that they suggest I listen to are not known over here, but they love them because they grew up with listening to them, and that's the same way I feel about some of these Canadian bands. And April Wine definitely falls well within that range for me. This is a band that, for me, put out half a dozen albums that I think are really good, and this one may be the best of those half a dozen albums. So we're going to talk a little bit about this album, Harder, Faster. Came out in October of 1979. As the title suggests, it is faster and harder than most of the stuff they put out before. They had this tendency on a lot of their albums to put out at least one ballad, and as they went along, more ballads came out as well. Not that they don't do ballads very well, I think they do, but those type of songs by April Wine aren't of great. I'm not as enamored with those songs as the radios were, let's put it that way. So this album has only 8 tracks on it. All of them are pretty solid. The opening 2 tracks on this album are as good as the opening 2 tracks on any album, at least in Canadian history. I think these are 2 of the best April Wine tracks, and the fact that they're back to back is just amazing. So I Like to Rock, for those of you who haven't heard it, especially if you haven't seen the video where they're all standing facing each other and they're all doing the song is really heavy, and then you've got these little guitar bits, little solo bits by Moffat, Greenway, and Miles Goodwin, all doing little bits of guitar solo. The song itself is so catchy, really heavy, and then at the end they all kind of break into their own guitar parts, which is they do the song itself, the guitar part for the song itself, Day Tripper from the Beatles, and I think the riff, the third riff, I want to say is from the Stones. I think it's Satisfaction. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Satisfaction. So they have all 3 of these riffs going at the same time. I thought it was cool when I saw it, the first time I saw it and heard it, and I still think it's great. The second track, Say Hello, I think is probably my favorite April Wine song. If it isn't, it's right up there. Both these tracks, I love them both. It's just a little bit different. There's some use of keyboards on this track that are so tastefully done. The song itself is so catchy. I think it's just a well put together track, well worth listening to. Tonight and Ladies Man, Yes I Am. Yeah, 2 nice heavy tracks to end out that side. And you flip over and you've got Before the Dawn, which is kind of a heavy song. Babes in Arms, another kind of up-tempo kind of song. Better Do It Well, another up-tempo kind of song. Then you've got a song that, to me, doesn't really fit on the album, and I never really liked it. I've grown to like it more because I've now listened to the original version by the original band, which I like a lot, and it's kind of made me see this a little in a bit of a different light. And we're talking about 21st Century Schizoid Man, which they covered from King Crimson. And I know people are saying April Wine covered a King Crimson song. They can't see the connection. And to be honest, I can't see it either, but they did a decent job on it when you actually listen to the original version and their version. They've done a decent job on it, and they deserve some credit for making the attempt at the very least. So you've got Brian Miles, Gary Moffat playing the guitars here, really strong. Steve Lang on the bass, really good. And of course, Jerry Mercer, who's an absolute beast on the drums. Literally, he's a beast, man. I can't believe that guy's 80 now. It just blows my mind. I don't think he's playing anything anymore, but he was the drummer for a long time. Such a great drummer, too, for such a great band. So there you have it. My pick for day number 23 for my favorite rock bands, or my favorite rock albums from the year 1979. If you have any comments about this album in particular, or April Wine, or anything I've said, or you want to put your own pick, or you want to talk a little bit about what you know about April Wine that maybe I don't know, all that stuff is great. Put it in the comment section below. Please hit the like button. It's much appreciated. And hit the subscription button if you want to continue to get messaged about this great content. And we will see you tomorrow with another episode of my favorite rock albums from 1979. Take care.